Hey guys, we're back. It's Sex on the Edge with Jen and Hen.
I am Jennifer Reeves.
I'm Hendrix Scott, and we are licensed sex therapists here to help you out.
Yeah. So you usually go into a longer spiel. she just looks at me like, "Hello," and you go.
You go. It's your
Yeah,
turn.
we're licensed Christian family therapists and certified sex therapists at Houston Relationship Therapy.
We just had a lot of caffeine, and we're super jazzed about our new mugs.
I know, aren't they cute?
But because of who I
cheers.
am as a person, cheers. I did not get it on the right side. I opened it last night, and alas, here we are.
There is
It's
not
fine.
vodka in here. That makes me sad.
Look, we have stickers to put. See? Okay, I'm psyched.
I know.
Anyway,
we're gonna get more stuff. I seriously, my partner suggested that we get bumper stickers and go around like the little HCC or even University of Houston campus and just like slap them everywhere. So y'all get ready.
Who wants our bumper stickers?
Yeah,
I'll
we're
give
gonna-
you one. Yeah,
We're gonna have it.
should just carry them anyway.
Anyway.
So I got a question from last week's episode that
Am I
kind
supposed
of
to pretend like I don't know what the question. You did.
Oh my god. Okay, so it was interesting. I did laugh, and now that I've told you right before this, we laughed, and it was, why did you rip on Christian Grey so hard?
That poor boy. He's
And-
not real.
He's not real, yeah. But
so you know.
also, we wanted to make sure people knew it's not the fantasy. Fantasize about whoever you want.
Yeah.
Fantasy should never be politically correct. Like, that's not, you know, we're not here to be like, you're not a feminist if you fantasize about Christian Grey. It's that people thought, like, when they came into our offices, they would be like, I want my husband or partner to do this.
But you don't.
And it's like, but you don't. Like, you need to distinguish between what's fantasy and what's real life.
Yeah. He is definitely not what BDSM is actually really all about. He's very unhealthy. And then you know
she was unhealthy.
Well, yes, and she was very unhealthy as well. We didn't rip enough on Anna. Maybe we should have balanced that out a little bit more.
Let's do it.
I'm sure we will at some point. But you know, then that got us kind of like talking and thinking about, because you know they made those into movies, which I'll be honest. I will be honest. Girl Scout honor. I was Girl Scout. I have not watched the movies. I refuse to watch them. My mother and my sisters have. In fact, the other day I was hanging out with my ma, and
Your ma.
I was hanging out with my ma. Y'all, I always make her sound like she's
80 years old.
Jennifer, like, why are you doing this? My mom is not. She doesn't sound like that at all. My mom sounds like me, but I make her sound different because it's fun. Anyway, we were scrolling through and she wanted to watch 50 Shades of Grey, and then she turned around and looked at me, and I just gave her a look, and she's like, okay, and moved on. So I haven't ever seen it.
That's
but,
another interesting thing entirely, watching 50 Shades of Grey with your mother. With your ma.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
I did. That's immediately what I thought. I was like,
man.
please tell me you're about
okay.
to say you did not watch.
But like my mom, my sisters and I, like, we're all pretty open. They have
That's
a sex
true. We
therapist
do
as
do
a
what we
daughter
do.
and
Yeah, that's
sister,
true.
and there's a reason I am the way that I am.
Yeah.
The reason I am the way that I am.
That's true. If you're
Thanks,
around us,
Ma.
or if we have you around on like a more permanent, close basis, then you're either used to it or
Yeah.
you're engaging in the same
Yeah.
behavior.
I mean, once upon a time, I did it for shock value because that's fun to me.
Yeah. Same.
It doesn't work anymore. It's just kind of sad. So now, but yeah, I know all about my family's sexual lives, and they know about mine. It's fine. It's fine. So watching 50 Shades of Grey with my mom would not be,
I got you.
you know, I wouldn't watch porn with her.
Yeah.
I think that's a bridge too far, but yeah.
I got you.
Anywho, but
Anyway.
it did get us into a conversation about sex in TV and movies.
Like entertainment.
Yeah.
Movie stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to focus primarily on TV and movies just because there's a lot of different entertainment things out there, like books and stuff, which is, you know, obviously 50 Shades of Grey initially started from. Just that's just another can of worms. Maybe we'll tackle that one day. But right now we're going to focus on
just what sex looks like in media, like in entertainment, not social media, because that'll be its own episode. But media in general, how it's presented.
Right. Well, and how like, oh God, it gets so many things wrong and perpetuates so many myths that are out there that we see in the therapy session, and we have to work our asses off to like retrain people's brains to not buy into what they've been growing up seeing on TV and movies. And we could focus on relationships. We could talk about Disney, because there's not a lot of sex in Disney, but there's a lot of misnomers about, you know, relationships. We do want to focus. We are Sex on the Edge, so we want to focus more on sex.
Yes, and also again, just like with like sexual fantasies, or if we go hard on something. Like if we come up to you on the street and ask you, do you think this perpetuates a bad ideal? You'd be like, of course. Like it's a kind of a no-brainer.
Right.
So like then why even say it? We all know it's not real. But whenever you put it all together over your lifetime, it does make an impact.
Oh yeah.
For sure. Of what you're seeing.
For sure. I mean, I get a ton of questions on like, but aren't couples supposed to have sex like once or twice a week? And isn't this supposed to be what happens? And isn't that what should happen? And it should be like this, right? You're like,
yeah, and of course it's much more than just movies or TV. Like we're talking about culture, like like you know, all the things that happen around us.
Right. But look, we got 52 weeks this year to hit all the rest of that shit. So we're gonna focus on this today. So
yeah, and we can do what I want. We can do what we want. It's our show.
We can do what I want. It's our show, but we can do what I want, right, Hendrix?
What we want, what we.
To be fair, this did start out as my idea, because I was like, I want to do this, and she was like, Jen, that's a little too hard too soon. So we did back down a little bit. We will hit some of that in time. Anyway, as you say.
So the article, I don't really. Well, by the way, we're posting our articles down below now in the link, so you can follow along. If you turn your Bibles to page 293, you know.
We're gonna be singing hymn number 192 this evening. Are y'all ready? La, 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 la. So the number one this article was on www.school.com.
I don't know. But it's 11 sex myths we learned from movies.
Yeah. By Krista Hardy, and this is an 8-minute read. I like it when they tell you, look, this is how long it should take you to read this damn thing.
It's gonna be longer than 8 minutes for us.
It is. Oh yeah. Number 1, sex is between a man and a woman. I mean, no. I mean, it can be. Yeah. Right. But like, yes. Now we will say this: like, there are some shows that Queer as Folk, the L Word.
Of course. Euphoria is like, it's amazing.
Oh, I loved Euphoria.
Yeah. So we do, and I realize the queer community, like, we made a big stink about this because we needed to, and the representation is getting better.
It's getting better.
But what we were raised with was
right. Yeah. But still the vast majority of queer sex is done on queer pointed shows, rather than this is a show for, or a movie for everyone, and we can have everything. And so that's still an inundation of heterosexual sex. And I think we were talking about this off the air one time, and you were like, I mean, us queer people don't really want to watch heterosexual sex just as much as like heterosexual people may not want to watch us have sex either. Like, no. So why not
on L Word, or the one season, like the beginning where like Jenny Schechter is banging her boyfriend, you know, before she figures out her sexual orientation. Tim, like everyone, because we would watch it at the queer girl bars, right? Whenever L Word was out, and like people would be throwing up. They'd be like, oh God, they're having sex. Like, oh God. And they made it so gross. Like they would put him on top of her, and like all the girls would be like, oh, and like I still to this day fast forward it because I'm like traumatized from it, you know, like it was big. But I feel like they intentionally made it gross.
I mean, I used to watch the first several seasons of Queer Folk. That's what it's called. Queer as Folk. Thank you. I was like, I'm missing a word there.
Oh, I don't love Queer
loved it. I did not ever start watching the L Word, but it was on my list for like the longest time, and I don't know why I haven't.
You need to.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. But I do love Euphoria. Does that make up for any of it?
Euphoria is amazing.
Euphoria is great.
Yeah. Like we're getting there. So I don't know. Like I understand if like some heterosexuals are like, I don't want to see gay sex. Like I'm not trying to be like, again, queers aren't trying to force it down your throat. They're just trying to say we want a seat at the table and like want to be shown as well. Just want to be shown as well, not shown necessarily instead of, just shown as well.
Why doesn't James Bond ever have a, what do they call the women? What are they called? Bond girls? Why doesn't he ever have a Bond boy? I mean,
dude, the day that happens, I am front row, and I'm like, if there is not a sex scene, I'm walking out.
He could have a Bond girl and a Bond boy. I mean,
even better, Yeah. That's right down my alley. Yeah.
Hell yeah. But okay, so but you know what is also
I know what I'm
missing?
going for Halloween. I want to be Bond, and I want to have a Bond girl and Bond boy.
I am going back and forth between. So Halloween is still a ways away. I don't know why we're talking about in February, but Jessica Rabbit was up there, which you talked about last week.
Yeah.
Yay. Alexis, la 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 la, little bit Alexis. I love her. I'm sorry, I love her. Or Bernie. I kind of want to go to Bernie. Just like little mittens, dude.
I'm stoked for the Bernie Halloween costume.
I can't wait to see all the Bernie Halloween costumes. He's gonna make a comeback.
Yeah.
Anyway,
number 2.
Hold on, because I wanted to touch on another one within there.
Tell us,
you know
Jen.
what? You know what else is missing? So we are getting a little bit of bounce out, but where we're not is transgenders.
Oh, never.
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe in again
within our LGBT. I was thinking more of it within our LGBT context within our shows, but definitely not mainstream.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But even in the queer as folk shows, why do I want to say it that?
Yeah.
It's still not.
It's happening now. Yeah. Especially like with like Pose again with Euphoria. New L Word, old L Word handled Max terribly. They're very aware of it. There was probably like one of the first big trans male characters, and they just botched it. Like they did a terrible job. So they're making up for it in the new L Word Generation Q.
Yeah.
But like mainstream, no. Like people like are not ready. They don't even believe it's real.
But they also like perpetuate a lot of like really unhealthy myths. Like I remember Nip Tuck, right? Like I don't know if y'all this is an old show. I'm showing my age. Nip Tuck and one of the girls, I can't remember her name in real life, but she played Phoenix on the old X-Men with the ones with Patrick Stewart where she was Dr. Jean Grey. Yes, I'm a nerd. It's sexy.
X-Men,
y'all like it.
X-Men's amazing.
X-Men is amazing. Yeah. Anyway, she was on the Nip Tuck and she was transgendered, right? And she was assigned male at birth, and he was able to tell that her vaginal canal was not created correctly when he had sex with her. So I knew immediately because he was I don't know, apparently
I'm mortified by this. I've never watched it.
But the thing about it is she's fucking psycho. She's a crazy person. And so and I think that gets perpetuated a lot, like people that are portrayed as transgendered in TV and in movies, there's something wrong with them.
Yeah.
Like
I was going to say sex workers. Like they're always portrayed as sex workers.
Oh
like,
yes,
my God.
Yeah, they are.
Wow.
They are
like that's really
workers.
Like that's It's
annoying. So like they're either evil or they're sex workers or there's something, really wrong with them or whatever, and there's not. I mean
it's trying to say they're beneath us, and they are not.
They're not at all. So that's
my trans brothers and sisters are human and beautiful. Yeah.
That was dumb. Yeah, so I agree.
But this, by the way, she's talking about doing this, not the sentiment.
Oh, yes. Oh, thank you. Yes, what I did, like, I am stupid. It's fine. It's early. Y'all aren't going to watch this until Wednesday night. You're going to get early.
All right, we got to
wrap up.
Yeah.
When we come back, we will continue going into different myths that are portrayed and perpetuated in TV and movies. So stick around. We get funnier.
Aren't you tired of not getting what you want in bed?
Are you ready to spice things up behind those closed doors?
Woo! We're here for you every hump day at 7 p.m.
This is Sex on the Edge with Jen and Hen. I'm Jennifer Reeves.
And I'm Hendrik Scott, and we are professional licensed sex therapists.
So remember to watch us Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Edge Radio TV, just in time for sexy time. Hey, welcome back to Sex on the Edge with Jen and Hen on Edge Radio TV. We have been talking about myths that are perpetuated by in movies and on TV. So let's hop right in. Bear with us. We're going to start this segment off with a little bit more of a serious one, and I've got some soapboxes to go on.
But it's very big right now.
But it's important.
It's like,
so, yeah. So, number 2, rules of consent only apply to women. And then, similarly, black underwear is automatically means that you consent. So, all about consent. Look, so, soapbox time. I do have the way sexual assault is portrayed on TV and movies is so often a trope. It's a trope.
Yeah.
And it's annoying. It's annoying because it's not
female
handled
actresses
correctly.
have stopped, like, have taken breaks because they're tired of getting like rape roles.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's your only role. But they also, I will say, they don't indicate enough. I mean, not enough, but like, guys, men get raped too.
Yeah.
And people don't think about that. And in fact, there's a new show out. If you haven't seen Bridgerton yet, or you haven't read about it, like, plug your ears for 30 seconds. But
probably longer.
No, I'll try and keep it short and sweet, but the caffeine is really getting to me. There is a scene in which one of the men gets raped by his female partner.
But isn't it being debated? Because you described it to me and I was mortified by it because I'm not watching Bridgerton because I wouldn't.
Look, I honestly didn't really like the show. I watched it because
she's
other people...
lying.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't like the show. I really like, because especially since,
well, we're gonna stick to
no. So the girl, she actually almost gets sexually assaulted in like the 2nd or 3rd episode, and she clocks the guy, which I was like, yeah, great. Like, actually show a woman not being a damsel in distress, because that's another trope that I'm just sick and tired of. Yeah. All these damsel in distresses. Yeah. But then, like, 4 episodes later, her partner doesn't want to have babies, so he ejaculates outside of her, right? So then when she finds out, because back then, this is a historical nonfiction period piece, and so she didn't know shit about sex. So when she finds out that that's how you get pregnant, because she wanted kids, she basically forces herself on top and forces him to finish inside of her during one of their lovemaking sessions.
I'm like, okay, but I have questions about, because I was mortified as you were telling me this, going, I don't understand where the lines are getting blurred.
Yeah.
And you're saying that it was seen as a lovemaking scene.
Well, yes, initially it started out as consensual sex.
Okay.
But when he went to pull out, she flipped him over so she was riding him, and when he tried to like get her off of him so that he could finish outside of her, she clamped down and continued to ride him until he finished inside of her. When he said, wait, no.
Yeah.
He says no. He says wait.
Yeah.
I believe he even does say stop. I can't remember exactly. And she doesn't. You can revoke consent at any point in time.
Absolutely.
Even if you are in the middle of sex. And if that person does not stop, it moves from consensual sex to non-consensual sex and becomes a sexual assault.
Yes. So how are people handling it, the comments, which is why we wanted to talk about it, because it kind of apparently just happened on the show, or
yeah.
Okay.
I think what people are most upset about is not that it happened on the show. I think people are like, you know what, this does happen. Women do sexually assault male partners in these ways without having an agreed upon, this is how we have sex.
Yeah.
Some people have seen it as empowering because she took what she wanted for a change, and I'm like, no, that's not
No.
sexual assault. That's not okay.
No, we're not going to strong,
No.
independent woman into rape. I'm
No.
sorry. No.
Right. But
no.
then no. But then
Absolutely
other
not.
people, most of the people have been like, it's appalling because they don't call it what it is in the show. Like they don't actually full on say that was rape or that was sexual assault. He doesn't come back out and say, I told you no, you should have stopped. Instead, they give each other the silent treatment because she's pissed off at him and he's pissed off at her because he told her he couldn't have kids, not that he didn't want to have kids. So there was, I will agree with, there was not complete and accurate information given to her either. Anyway, so they're upset that like they don't talk for like a couple of episodes and then they make up and everything's fine and dandy, but they don't actually handle it as like this is sexual assault and whatnot. And I think that's what most people are like, they didn't handle the assault itself.
Yeah,
correctly
that's just
and
wild to
thoroughly.
me. That's wild.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Because I think you posed the question to me, do you think this is assault? And then told me, and I was just like, I don't even understand why it's a question.
It's
Yeah.
It was
like,
never a question in my mind
Yeah.
to either. Like, yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah. But it's funny, like I didn't know that's what the assault scene was going to be. I had read all of the like headlines of Bridgerton and sexual assault and read some of it, but I did not know. I assumed that it was going to be done towards a woman, so I was waiting for her to get sexually assaulted.
Yeah.
And
as
then
we
fall
are
in love with the guy,
as we are in most period or most pieces, especially
Yeah.
period pieces.
Yeah.
Or you're just kind of
Yeah.
waiting. I'm waiting
Yeah.
generally every season, just waiting for the sexual assault to happen. I
Yeah,
was like,
somebody gets assaulted and you either fall in love with them, or you know, you become crazy yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Anyway, the way sexual assault. Anyway, consent is necessary for both men and women. Consent is sexy.
Consent is sexy. Yes, and necessary. Or
necessary.
Or you're an inmate,
Right.
or a predator.
Yeah.
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 I'm just plain dumb. I don't really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
But really, I wasn't
So-
going to watch Bridgerton. Now I'm definitely not.
Don't
or-
watch Bridgerton. I do want to watch Promising Young Woman. I'm really curious about that one.
But I don't want to watch anything about any of like I'm pretty I'm pretty over watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway.
But I'm torn about it. That's why. 'Cause I don't know.
Drawn to it.
I'm drawn. Well, no, I will say this too. I think we've talked about this offline. When it comes to sexual assault, they need to do a better job of letting each other know of letting people know that that's going to be happening in the TV show.
Yeah.
You have to go
It's ridiculous.
research movies that have sexual assault in it before you watch them versus them telling you this could be triggering for people that are survivors of sexual assault.
Yeah, and I researched and I
annoying.
still can't catch everything. And then I'm
No.
like, well, thanks for like totally blowing my day up with that like random ass scene. I was like having a good day.
Yeah.
Thanks. Appreciate you.
Anywho, I'll get off my soapbox now. Thanks for sticking around with our very serious "this is a sexual trope" myth, and we could go on and on. I could make a whole episode about it because
We probably will
at some point.
at some point, just not now. We're not gonna do that now.
So
Yeah.
number 3, women always come. Do they?
Where are you at?
Number 3.
Oh, okay, right. Because I made sure to make a note because I'm like writing my thoughts. I was like that the movie trope number 3 was that women always come. I was going to add the trope is that men and women always come.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's like everything ends by these big like jizz scenes, and it's like
by these genital sneezes.
Oh no! God, what you doing? I had forgotten about it.
Oh, I haven't.
Damn it! I have to live another week with that.
No. Yeah. So guess what, guys? Not every woman comes. Not every man comes. It just, you know what? It's great when you do. Sometimes, you know what? People think orgasms are always going to be mind blowing too. Guess what? That's on a spectrum. You can have an orgasm that's on a 1 on a scale of 1 to 10, and it's like that's all right. Yeah. That's not the point of sex. You know, we've talked about this 100 times. It's about connection and fun. Don't worry about penises and vaginas and orgasms and penetration at all. Anyway, so women always come, men always come. It's always good times. Anything else on that one?
I've said my piece.
Okay. Then the next one. There are never any awkward moments.
Yeah. I would venture to say we're doing a lot better.
True.
Like Bridesmaids. I mean, I just want to stand up and clap. But that opening scene where you were like, "That's exactly what it looks like." That right there with the, and you're like, it's like, it's perfect.
I've got another one that's got a good scene. Sex tape. It has so. I can't remember who's actually in it. I actually went to a premiere with Houston Relationship Therapists. This is before your time. That's how old this is. And we got to get up and talk to the audience and whatnot. It's kind of cool. But sex tape. This couple, like she gets a promotion or he gets a promotion, I can't remember which. And so they send the kids off to celebrate and they try to have sex.
Is this
and
like
they're
Cameron Diaz and Jason
Segel? Yes. And like, so while they're trying to have sex, they haven't had sex in so long because they've been so busy with their lives and with their kids that they go to have sex and he doesn't even remember where to place his hand on her breast. And so he looks at her like, it is
I
awkward.
forgot about
even
that.
For people that have been having sex together for years, you can still have awkward moments and it be strange and whatnot.
But we like kind of just got into that like in the last like 10 years. Before, sex was like never awkward. It always fell into it.
And it just automatically happened, right?
Yeah.
It was so natural.
You know, there is one sex scene that is made fun of and I stand by no matter what. And there's a reason why I stand by it. Titanic.
Gotta love the hand on the window, baby.
It was a documentary, and I don't care what anybody says. Jack and Rose's love was real. It was real. And the car scene really happened. Fine. The cheese stands alone.
I didn't even cry the first time I watched it. Everybody's like, did you cry? No.
Like, you're heartless.
I'll never let go, Jack.
Soul.
I'll never let go.
There was enough room on the door.
They've done, I know.
There was enough.
Mythbusters busted that myth a long time ago. Because I do watch Mythbusters. Again, I'm a nerd. It's fine. Anyway, so never any awkward moments. Let's talk about like, and because I kind of think that ties into lube is never needed. You gotta have that pause to put lube on sometimes. Sometimes we don't produce enough. And condoms. Look, it is not a good excuse for people to say like, I don't like to stop in the middle of something and put a condom on. Protect yourself before you wreck yourself.
I don't like to get chlamydia or gonorrhea.
Right.
Or, you know, it's like, what?
Right.
Yeah. Like,
right.
Man.
So take that awkward second. Though. Guess what? It'll happen. Oh, and then I like to talk about this in therapy where I tell people you don't laugh enough during sex. It's okay to laugh during sex. Like your foot's gonna get caught in the sheets and you're like, get off! Like, what is going on here? Like things are going to happen. There are gonna be awkward moments. Laugh at it. People fart. Oh, that's what it is. There may be fart noises
or queefing.
Or queefing. Oh yeah. I mean, there's a lot of air that gets pushed up in there.
Yeah.
And then, whew.
And you know what I was thinking about? I was like, even in LGBT shows or movies, like there's lube. I was trying to think of lube. And in Queer as Folk, there's lube everywhere.
I was gonna say, I remember Queer as Folk.
There's jars, but like they're not necessarily like I don't remember actually seeing it happen a lot where they were using it actively. L Word, lube nowhere to be found. Like. Yeah.
Yeah, lube is your friend.
That one was more like a global thing, like globally as a society, like we look at lube like it's some like.
So if you are a lube company watching this and you want to sponsor our show, let us know. We'd love to talk about your lube.
Yes.
Lube is great,
and also important. People think lube is just for sex, like just for penis, vagina, like penetration.
No, you definitely need to have it for anal. Definitely need to have it for anal. But you can use it on your toys. You can use it on fingers.
But when you go down on people, you can use it for all of the activities, not just inserting a penis. You can
rub your bodies all over it and use it as oil too. Especially if you use an oil-based lube and you just want to use something. I mean,
gosh,
you could do something like Marion.
If my partner rubbed themselves down with lube, I would just like throw them down, like I don't know, like down a slide to see if they would like. Can you get some momentum? We should go do this. We can be Mythbusters. How fast can you go down? Or can you go down a slide faster covered in lube?
Look. What are we going to be wearing? Like one of those
that's a good question. That's a good question.
Anyway.
We'd have to be in the buff, and that's not good.
and on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we will come back in just a few minutes to continue this arousing, titillating discussion on tropes and myths that you find in TV and movies. See you soon.
The Natural Nation Network is really about taking control of your health physically, spiritually, emotionally, even intellectually, because there's so much out there in misinformation. There's a lot of people now that are suffering from all sorts of diseases that they really wouldn't have to suffer for if they had better information. And that's what we're here to do. Provide information that can save lives.
The mind and the body are totally connected.
Health can be really serious, and sometimes we just have to lighten it up a little bit while we're still providing substantive information.
And my sort of mantra on the salsa dance floor is kind of similar. I tell somebody, if you make a mistake twice, it becomes a move. Okay.
Tune into Natural Nation every Tuesday at 11 a.m.
Are you a small business owner concerned about the downturn in the economy? Top business leaders like Mattress Mac and Warren Buffett will tell you that now is the time to promote your business more than ever. People need your services. Your business needs an edge. Learn about special advertising packages for small businesses right here on Edge Radio. Find out more, give us a call at 281-744-0446. That's 281-744-0446. Edge, because truth still matters.
Hey guys, we are back with Sex on the Edge with Jen and Hen. Today we are talking about sex and entertainment, media, TV.
Yes, not porn
movies.
or strippers.
Yes.
Those would be another time.
Oh man, there'll definitely be
That's-
another one.
That is entertainment.
Yes.
So
But media, movies, TV shows,
Word.
that kind of thing.
word. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
So where were we? We are on. I don't remember what number we're on because we kind of went a little out of order than this thing, but whatever.
Well, we're just talking about specifically like the myths that are
Yeah,
perpetuated
yeah.
in media.
So verbal communication isn't required.
This is a big one. The only
Huge.
verbals that you hear is oh baby, harder, yes, right there.
And that too,
and that
yeah.
is about it.
Yeah.
Like it kind of ends there.
Yeah. But golly, one of the sexiest things is just talking about what you want sexually and what you don't want. Even what you don't want can be sexy. But yeah, like talk about what's gonna happen in the bedroom. You know? Oh yeah. This is true. This isn't to say that the bedroom is a place for small talk about the weather. Sure, why not? You can talk about the weather in bed. Baby, it's gonna be nice outside. Do you want to have sex outside later today? Yes. Cool. I like sex
Boom,
outside.
done.
I mean,
yeah.
sex in
But
the
people
rain.
don't look at it as
No.
sexy. They look at it as terrifying, being
Yeah.
too vulnerable.
Yeah.
Their ego is
Yeah.
is prideful.
Yeah.
Of like, yeah.
So I like that this is if something doesn't feel good or even causes pain, speak up. So true.
Speak up, please.
Speak up.
Read it again. Read
Yes.
it again.
If something doesn't feel good, I'm gonna apparently talk like my mom talks. If something doesn't feel good, Jennifer, or even causes pain, speak up. Just speak up.
Speak up. For real.
Speak up. And if your partner isn't pleasing you the way you know you like to be pleased, guide them. And if there's any questions at all as to whether you or your partner feels comfortable with what's happening, talk it out. Verbal communication is really important.
Yeah.
And hopefully we will have on a future show. We're hoping to get someone in. I'm not going to say who it is yet, but hopefully we're going to have someone in that, because I know what a lot of people struggle with is how to talk to somebody about what they want, but even like how to talk dirty, right? Like how do you? I feel so awkward when I talk dirty to my
people
partner. It
definitely don't know how
doesn't
to talk
feel
dirty. Yeah.
natural. So we're hoping that in the future we can have somebody in who's actually written a book on it and she does classes on it. So hopefully, cross your fingers, we can get her in, and she can give us a few tips for you guys on how to start getting a little bit more comfortable
Yeah.
talking dirty and verbally communicating with your partner.
But the
Anyway.
pain thing, like I hear
Pain is-
that
yeah.
a lot. Or like
Yeah.
thinking that I don't know where this came from, this specifically came from, of it's okay to be in pain while you're having sex. Because
No.
I've had women walk in and be like, well, yeah, it's just always been painful. And it's like, it's not supposed to, and you haven't told a partner ever. Like you're just
Mhm.
letting this person like engage sexually with you, unknowingly hurting you. Like that's
Okay. Pain for men too. Your penises can hurt. That is a thing.
yeah.
I've heard that there's Peyronie's disease that can happen where it's tilted and that hurts. If you are uncircumcised and I think it's the frenulum
Mhm.
is too tight, that can create pain. So going to a urologist about those things. However, soapbox time, Jen. I have had so many clients come in, so many women clients come in with vaginismus, which is a vaginal pain disorder, and their gynecologists have told them just keep having sex, it'll go away eventually.
Astounding.
That. If it is hurting and that is something your gynecologist has told you, fire them immediately
Yes.
and go to a pelvic floor specialist. Which hopefully we're gonna have one on the show as well.
Oh,
I'm
that'd be great.
I'm hoping that we can get this my favorite pelvic floor specialist here in Houston in, because I freaking love her. Anyway, go to a pelvic floor specialist, go to a urogynecologist, but immediately fire your gynecologist if they tell you that the pain will just go away and don't worry about it. And if you've ever had a doctor after having kids that is giving you the daddy stitch, F them too and sue the shit out of them.
Oh, God.
Anyhow,
That's a
it is not legal.
Oh man, the daddy snitch is just
No.
It's again astounding. Astounding.
Moving on.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, the next one. I'm going to tie these two together because they kind of go hand in hand. But women only come once, and couples always come at the same time.
Okay, so let's start with women only come once.
Yeah.
So I have thoughts about this because like I get that on TV,
Mhm.
like it's made for like generally in the past things have been made from the male gaze. So like a director and writer is going to be male. So they're going to write or direct a sex scene to where there's one orgasm, because generally men will orgasm once. So then the sex scene will end once.
Yeah.
But then when we're talking about women being able to orgasm multiple times, it is generally like by themselves or with another female because of the orgasm. Yeah.
So this is interesting because it does have some stats in this where it says 47% of women have multiple orgasms, and 5 out of 6 women have a different technique why can I not speak today? Technique to reach orgasm. So you don't often see women on screen coming multiple times, even though there's about half of women do.
Yeah.
But I get it. There's also, I agree.
But it would be perpetuated within a heterosexual relationship, when in reality, the stats do not show women coming multiple times with a male.
Right.
Actually, heterosexual women are last on the list for orgasms during sex. Anyway, it's girl on girl.
Because it's statistically about 70% of women orgasm through direct clitoral stimulation. About 20% of women orgasm through penetration, and about 10% of women will never have an orgasm, which is a pretty high number. So, you know, I get this a lot. I'm going to go a little bit off topic here. A lot of my female friends and female clients, their partner, they will tell their partner, I've never had an orgasm, and then that partner just wants to dig in and dig in and dig in until they do. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop trying to get the orgasm. Just enjoy yourselves.
Yeah,
and enjoy
putting the
the
pressure on it to begin with is like you're not going to perform anyway.
So
because now there's pressure.
Right.
Yeah.
So then with that, 70% of women only achieve orgasm through direct clitoral stimulation, and only 20%, about 20% through penetration. So guess what? Couples always coming at the same time, especially in a heterosexual couple. Yeah. No,
not likely. It's just not as likely. Yeah,
not likely.
Unless you're really in tune. Unless you're verbally communicating how like you should be.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Hold up. Wait. I'm almost there. Okay, now let's release.
Yeah.
And it's still not going to be at the exact moment where you're both like screaming out, "Oh yeah!" Oh, and then guys, oh my, and you make funny faces and funny noises. Like they don't show that on TV either. Like they're always so beautiful when they're orgasming.
I think they do
sexy.
now. I could point out like really awkward sex scenes now.
The only one that I do say Office Space back in the day. Let me see his O face.
Office Space. Oh my god, I haven't watched that in forever.
We make weird faces and weird noises when we're coming. It's fine. It really is fine. And you're probably farting at the same time. It's really okay. Anywho. So yeah. So the next one. Men always want sex. Oh, this one drives me freaking bonkers. Like, guys don't always want sex. Guess what? Sometimes they're hungry. Sometimes they're tired. Sometimes they're full. Sometimes they're stressed. And you know what? Sometimes they're just not in the mood.
My God. It's unbelievable. But it's like you can have a high sex drive and that's fine. But the fact that it's expected, again, I get clients all the time.
Like, men think there's something wrong with them, and they're like, but I'm supposed to want it whenever, wherever, at the drop of the dime. And then especially if she wants it, I'm supposed to immediately be able to turn it on and want her back, right? No. You are a human too. You are not an android.
Like, I don't. That one is just, it's pretty, I have a lot of thoughts on that one just because I see it often.
I see that. I will say, I agree. Like, I think that's one of the number one things that comes to my door.
And then I see the women reacting negatively to it. And I'm like, oh my God, he said no. And it's like, it's because you're programmed to believe that he's a fucking robot.
Right.
And like now you're basing your entire self-esteem off of this.
Yeah. And then women
it's ridiculous.
intentionally emasculate their male partners because their male partners don't want sex once in a while, or you know, and I think we've briefly hit upon before, and we'll probably hit on again, like men fake orgasms too.
Yeah. Or if you're sitting there, as a partner, putting all of your self-esteem into your partner's, like it's not good. It's not healthy.
Yeah.
It's not healthy.
Yeah. No.
Like we all want to be desired, but we don't want to like have, I'm just really stressed. Like, what if somebody died? You know, like, or like there's like you just got fired from your job and you're like, man, just not feeling it today.
I got fired. Well, do you want me to fuck you you'll feel better?
I mean, that could be if that's
Maybe,
for the couple,
but-
sure.
Okay, but
Yeah.
but then sometimes it might be no.
Or it could
What
be
is
sad sex,
wrong
which is
with
also
you?
another
Well,
thing.
they're crying. Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, like it'd be really sad sex. I mean, sure, it's a
No.
thing. It's happened.
I'm never drinking soda.
I'm never
Whenever-
letting you drink soda. Like, it's not happening.
I don't drink soda very often, y'all. Like, I am a water girl. I don't drink a lot of caffeine. Anyway, are we ready to move on to the next one? Have we talked about men wanting sex or not wanting sex? And
Well, just the fact that we perpetuate always wanting on the drop of a dime. Absolutely not.
This one, I will say this, like, there's little representation of asexual men and women on screen in general, so that is actually quite true.
Quite true.
Quite true.
Yeah.
But there are asexual men as well. So, yeah. The next one. Oh, this is my favorite. A woman's virginity is a prize to be won.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thoughts.
Mm-mm.
There's just so many, and actually they reference 50 Shades of Grey in this one, which I found.
Women should remain pure and maintain
Anyway.
their virginity until marriage.
If that is what you believe and you're doing it for your own well-being and your own beliefs and moral beliefs, do it. Be bold and go into the night. But like, off of it being a prize for somebody to win, like they now own you, is it's a whole other concept. Or like you're not good enough, or you've lost something that, like, it's what?
Yeah. Sorry, my brain. You know what? So, because I was reading this first statement, and it said one of them hasn't, in hetero movie couple about to have sex, like in 50 Shades of Grey, one of them hasn't had sex yet, and 9 out of 10 times it's a woman. But there was 40-year-old virgin, which does. I've had the 40-year-old virgin in it, and they had a really great scene in there about condoms.
Oh,
and the
I love that
awkwardness.
scene. I
Love that scene.
I loved
Love
40-year-old
that
virgin in general. They
Yeah.
handled it as well. I mean, of course, it doesn't age completely,
Right.
but they handle it as well, especially for the time.
Yeah.
But
No,
it's the one movie. It's like the
it's-
one movie
yeah.
ever made about a male
Yeah.
virgin. I have clients who are male virgins.
Yeah.
Who are 40.
Yes.
Like,
I loved it too, because they did talk about, like, the guys that are like, oh, you've got to have sex, just get it out of your system, and how they the myths from other TV and movies have perpetuated into their ideals.
Yeah.
And then him and yeah. And then her, because he didn't want to have sex, she felt unwanted and undesired because he wasn't verbally communicating with her what was going on and all of that stuff. Anyway,
yes,
40-year-old
most
virgin's a
of
great
this
movie.
can be solved with communicating with your partner.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Yeah. And then finally, this is the last one in this article. Women become clingy after sex. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes you're just a F-boy. Bye. Bye, Felicia.
Boy.
No, and I've known
Yeah.
plenty of men that can also become clingy, so that it can go both ways, or it can go. You can still have sex and have like a normal, healthy
Somehow when a
relationship.
guy's stalking a girl, it's
Oh, it
not
becomes
seen
romantic.
as
No.
clingy. Oh, I banged him and he's stalking me. It's like
Yeah.
now, but
I
somehow
got the power of the pussy.
yeah, but somehow that's not seen as the same. I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's like clearly men are also in this realm as well.
Yeah, yeah. But then that does go, like, anyway. Men stalking women becomes romantic, and they always get their girl, right?
Another
Anyhow.
movie trope. Yeah.
Another movie trope. So that ends this segment. We will be back shortly to round up our last 10 to 15 minutes of the show. So
I need to
stay
get a
tuned.
bobblehead.
when people stop talking to each other, society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
Hey, welcome back. You've been watching Sex on the Edge with Jen and Hen on Edge Radio TV. We just finished talking about this article about myths that we see about sex in TV and movies.
Mm-hmm. So next we're just going to go off cuff and just what grinds our gears, but kind of in a, like, well, maybe, okay. The one that I'm thinking of that leads off of the last thing we were talking about, not funny. The rest were funny to me.
Okay.
But the stalking thing, the stalking being romantic thing, like
it's not funny. It's not cute.
It's not like why is that a trope? I don't
understand.
I don't understand it. And again in fantasy realm, like in You, of course Penn Badgley is hot.
Oh,
like
you.
I get like people are
like in me.
In me.
No, you.
Like people are getting offended that people are like, oh, he's hot. I'm like, well, it's Penn Badgley and he's attractive and he's playing a.
You're not my kind of attractive.
Yeah, but people
sure.
find him attractive.
Sure.
But see, people seem to understand the difference, and they're like talking about it. They're like, yes, I totally get.
Yeah.
But and for some reason, 50 Shades of Grey, that wasn't the line. The line wasn't delineated.
Yeah, I don't understand that trope either. Because, but I think that that like there's this idea like in for heterosexuals. I don't know, for queer you can, I don't know, but women want to be pursued. Okay, sure, but not stalked. Like that's creepy.
Not stalked. Yeah.
There's something about Mary. She should not have ended up with any of them, including Ben Stiller.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
he was freaking crazy. Brett Favre is the only one she should have ended up with. He was the only one that was sane and normal.
I forgot about that.
And he did not stalk her. He let her alone whenever she broke up with him.
Yeah.
Good for you, Brett Favre. I think that's how you say your name, you football player. You. I am a nerd, not a footballer.
Man.
Favre? Is it Favre? See? Favre.
What? Oh, who are you referring? She's trying to refer to Brett Favre?
Dude,
oh
I don't watch football.
Oh my gosh.
I watch basketball.
I was like, maybe she just doesn't know what oh my God. See? I didn't realize. Okay.
Brett Favre.
Man. Brett Favre turned into a daddy, and that is
Look, he was good looking, but I don't watch football except for JJ Watt. JJ Watt is amazing, and I love him, and I love all the things he's done for Houston. Oh, I don't care. He is not too young for me.
Too young for
Congratulations on your engagement. I think you might be married by now. Go JJ Watt. Can we tag him in this? JJ!
Come be on the show.
Come be on our show, JJ. We love you.
Man, but some of the funnier things that we see like in sex scenes that are perpetuated, the kissing next to a bed and falling slowly back and hitting the bed.
Oh
the
yeah,
mattress.
while staying perfectly attached.
How? Like you would end up at the dentist. Like you would have it's friggin' all I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth. Like
you really want me to sing, don't you?
No, I do not.
Yeah, I don't know.
If anyone has done this, please catch it on camera with clothes on and show us, because
how this happens, but you don't bounce your head.
And
on
also,
the bed.
who's like standing directly in the middle of their bed, and like it's just I don't really.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
Another one was a post-sex cleanup.
Oh yeah, dude, you gotta clean that shit up. Or like if you don't put like do not put a towel down. Nobody ever shows like, let me go get a towel real quick. Hold on, because I don't feel like washing my sheets this week, which we talked about last time as well. Wash your sheets more often.
Which I did. I went home and watched.
You got genital sneezes all over them. Wash your sheets.
But it terrified me. I went home and I was like, God, I gotta wash my sheets. I did like the couple days before, but I scared us. I scared us into washing my sheets. Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, like put a blanket down so you don't have to wash your sheets quite as often, I guess. Or like, yeah, go take a shower afterwards. Like you're just like post-coital and you're like all curled up and then like fall asleep that way and then you wake up angelic and like, oh, last night was good for me. Was it good for you?
No, you're probably like stuck to the sheets like or something. You know, like
I put your ass in the wet spot because you didn't get up and clean. That was gross.
Yeah, never any cleanup.
Yeah.
The sheet togas. Is anyone actually running around their house after sex wearing a sheet as a toga?
No.
Like, has this? Please tell us if you have. I've never encountered it.
I am sure that there are some people that might leave like a robe or something nearby because they're insecure and so they want to cover themselves up as they walk from the bed to the bathroom or to go get that glass of water, to have a cigarette outside, or because people still smoke after sex. Another fun trope, right?
That used to be good anyway. Yeah.
Cigarettes are bad for you.
We all had to quit for our health.
Yeah. But like, yeah, who's gonna take the whole entire sheet off the bed? Excuse me, let me just go over here.
Yeah.
They just saw your ass.
I mean, in a group setting, people have robes. Did I say that? Like, okay, yeah. I said it as professional as I could. In a group setting, people have robes or designated towels.
Yeah, interesting.
Color-coded towels.
Mine's gonna be pink.
Alicia, the purple one is for you. Bobby, the brown one's for you.
It would be.
Anyway, sex and water.
Oh. Dude, not without a good lube and not in the ocean or the lake. Dude, there's bacteria in there that's going to get up in your hoo-ha or on your penis or in your anus.
Salty veg.
Ew.
No.
Ew.
No.
Ew.
I don't, the water sex. Oh, but this brought this up because I accidentally watched Swim Fan and was told immediately to turn it off, and I'm still mad about it. So I was like, no, I want to relive this wonderful, terrible movie. And they have sex in a pool. And did you ever watch Swim Fan? It was terrible.
Once.
Yeah. I mean, there's really no reason to ever watch it again, but unless you want to like laugh at the absurdity of it.
I mean, I get like, I get public sex, and so if there's a pool around or thing, whatever. But just
see. But I love that we didn't go on public sex like, oh, that trope. It's like, oh no, people are actually doing that. I mean, yeah. I don't see people running around in sheets. Well. Yeah. Anyway, that's a whole other one brain. But it's
so we are just about out of time. So
almost? Oh my gosh, okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna do our sex position of the week. Are y'all ready?
Right.
We're gonna shake it on the I Kama Sutram. Shake for random fun. I think I shook you enough. Apparently not. Ooh, the Hoop Star. Okay, this is a pretty standard
Hoop
one.
Star. HOOPSTAR.
HOOP space STAR.
All right, I like it.
So this has, again, this is heterosexual based, but you can do this with other, same sex or whatever the hell you want to do. But this has the woman lying down. It looks like a bed or something that's high enough up, and on her back. And he is standing up and penetrating her, and her legs are up on his shoulders. So, would you describe that a different way?
No, that seems it.
I don't know why it's called Hoop Star though. Okay. So, woman starts on the edge of a bed. The man enters from a standing position from the front, and her legs are on his shoulders. Okay, that's a good position.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out why it's called Hoop Star.
I don't know either. It's got me boggled.
I'm gonna go Google it.
Boggled. Anyway.
I thought you were trying to say you were going to go boggle it, and I was like, well, that's not the word.
No.
Okay, cool.
I'm boggled. Why? It's called Hoop Star. I don't understand. I would think like something basketball.
I know, right?
Like up against a basketball goalie.
We might have to come up with our own one day. Well, I will get an illustrator and be like, do this and name them correctly.
Anyway, you have been watching Sex on the Edge with Jen and Hen on Edge Radio TV. I'm Jennifer Reeves.
I'm Hendrik Scott, and you've been watching me mess with my damn coffee cup the whole time. Thank you for sticking with me.
We love it. She got these for us. Thank you so much. I love mine. But I'm going to drink with a straw because mine's Coca-Cola because I don't drink coffee.
I'll do them correctly next time.
Anyway, follow us on Facebook and Instagram, Sex on the Edge, or go to www.Houston Relationship Therapy to schedule an appointment with us. And we'll see you back here next week. And until then,
Happy humping.
happy humping.